Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. Today we got a 2013 Honda Accord. This is a 4-cylinder, okay? And this is a 6-cylinder, not a 4-cylinder. So this one has a different type of fluid. So this is what we're using right here. All right, you're gonna pick 4 of these and we're gonna flush the transmission today. Pretty much it's gonna be a drain and fill. All right, so what we're gonna do is, first you have your dipstick right there. That's where you're gonna put the fluid from. And it does have an indication right there. Second dot, that's where the fluid is supposed to be. Let's put this over here. So take this off and leave it out. That way it vents really good. And we're gonna lift up and drain the fluid. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove all this, put it to the side. So you're gonna get 4 quarts. They're about like $9 each. And make sure you have the same vehicle. Make sure you give them the VIN number. We did give them the VIN number. And if yours says your transmission says something on it like HCF, CHF up on this, and you do not have a dipstick, just a plug there, that's a different type of transmission fluid, definitely. But make sure you consult with your manufacturer, dealership, manual. But this is what we got for this particular vehicle. This is a 2013 Accord V6. All right, got the lift underneath the vehicle. Make sure you lift it properly, guys. Don't not make a mistake going under the car and hurt yourself. It's dangerous. All right, let's leave it on the locks. And I do have brake job on this vehicle and a spark plug job. So if you need that stuff, it's all on my channel. All right, so right here is your drainer. No one ever took it apart. So all you need is a ratchet here, okay, and a small extension hole probably. So let me get my stuff ready and I'm gonna show you how to make sure you have a bucket to go into, because this is gonna shoot out really fast. Anyways, got a ratchet 3/8 with a small extension, and all you need to do is loosen this guy. It's gonna click. Sometimes it probably be jammed up a little bit, but that's how simple it is. Then you can take your extension, just put it in the back, and use that as like a little tool. Make sure you have a drain bucket. It's probably gonna start to shoot out immediately as soon as I take out the plug, so be careful. There you go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly go down with the flow of the fluid and just let it drain itself really well. And make sure you clean out your drain plug. Have a rag ready and clean it really good. All that dirt and debris has to come off. I'm gonna show you the fluid. I think I didn't get the good visual for you guys. The fluid, the type fluid that I'm using. So we're gonna give this a good 20 minutes and we're gonna come back and then we'll put the drainer back in. Make sure you pay attention to this crush washer, okay? So if your crush washer looks bad, change it. All you do is you take this off and get another one, put that on. That's how simple that is. So let's give it a good 20 minutes. Well, boys and girls, oops, the camera's wavy. It's finished draining. So what we're gonna do is make sure, like I said, your drain plug is clean. And what we're gonna do is clean the surface. Now you're probably wondering how much fluid you're gonna put back, how you're gonna tighten this little guy. It's very simple. You can hand tighten it, but first let's put this back in. And I do torque my stuff, so, but you can hand tighten it, but don't go crazy. Don't be like the muscle man and you crack the transmission. So you have to take it easy, okay? So here's the torque wrench I have. It's set to 36 foot-pound, and if you can get this hands on this tool, all you do is set it to 36 foot-pound, and check this out. It will stop for you. it will click just like that. So it's tight, okay? That's the only tightness you need to do. Other than that, just do it by hand, nice and tight. Don't go crazy. Wipe off the excessive oil. And you're probably wondering how much you want to put it back into this transmission. But what I would do is, if you want to be sure, you could take this, empty it into one of the 5 quarts, those gallons, the bottles, and see how much is in there and put it in the same amount. Other than that, this car takes about 3.5. Customer told me to dump the whole thing because he has a small leak, and I do have to wish his request, but 3.5, or you could put 3, check it. But there is still some process that you need to know, so follow along. Once I put the fluid, there is something I'm gonna do to make sure I have fluid in all the gears. If you want to check it, put car into each gear. I'm gonna show you how to do that. And then you could let the car warm up, make sure it's in a flat surface, and make sure it's perfectly level. Temperature is nice and hot. Pull out the dipstick and check the fluid level. Okay, I wanted to show you guys the fluid. It's DW1, and get it from the Honda dealer. His number's right there. And what we're gonna do is, remember, we take out the dipstick, so your funnel is gonna go to where you take off the dipstick. So make sure you have a clean funnel, and just like that, set it just like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open all this. Customer said put all 4 in there, but I would recommend you put 3 and then check it. But I'm gonna put everything in there, and make sure you put your dipstick back in, and make sure this notch sits just like that. You will see a little teeth hanging on the bore where this goes into. And when the car is nice and hot, it should be to that second dot, the top dot right there. You see it says hot, so that dot right there, that's where it should be. If it's down here between that, can't be below that. In the middle is all right, but I would just try to get it accurate as possible. So let's do this. It goes nothing. So what you're gonna do is make sure you don't drip it on the floor. Make sure it goes into the bore. Go slow, okay, because it does need to breathe. So put slowly into the transmission. Let it breathe. Don't just dump the whole thing in there. It's like a red color. I am going to be putting all 4 because, like I said, customer requested. But other than that, I will tell you where to stop on your particular vehicle. So that's 1. And here comes number 2. And after that, we're going to start up the vehicle and put the vehicle through each gear. I'm going to show you how to do that. Something like this you should do every 30,000 miles, especially on these V6 engines, because they do kill that transmission. So I believe they put this into this in this particular way. The transmission is not a CVT. Could be wrong, but CVT doesn't take this fluid. But I'm not an expert at transmission. I do maintenance and flushes. If you have high mileages, I wouldn't recommend you change it because you can damage the transmission. Because if you've never done the flush, you should always keep it up to date every 30,000 miles. But a lot of people, they drive for almost 150,000 miles and never do it, and that's when you put in a new fluid, it cleans out in there, and then you have slippages, hesitation, all kinds of crazy stuff. Went through that, done that. Don't recommend that. So we got 3 in there. So the next one, I would suggest you put it up to here. So up to where it says 600, and then I would, after that, I would let the car warm up and check. But okay, there it is. It's up to 600, a little bit more than 600, so let's put a little bit more. I am going to stop it. I want to check this fluid, but you're not going to see me do that. But let's go inside the vehicle, start it up, and let's see. Let's put it to each gear, okay? But what I want you to do is, I want you to pull out this dipstick right now. I'm sorry, the funnel, and put it away because you don't want to leave this in there. Put in your dipstick back into the system. So what we're going to do is We're gonna clean up our dipstick and put the dipstick back in where it belongs. Okay, and we're gonna go inside the vehicle. So right now, if you check, it's gonna probably show you more, but like I said, if you start up the car, go through each gear, make sure your car is in perfect level, and then check the fluid level. But what we're gonna do is, let's go into the vehicle. We're gonna crank it up, and then you're gonna put it to reverse. Count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, neutral. Count 5 Mississippis. Go into drive. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Go into the sport mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go back slowly. Park it. Repeat the process. Reverse, neutral, drive, slowly back, park it. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna let the car heat up, make sure it's right into the middle, give it a good 20 minutes, and then check the level. All right guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. See you in the next one.